My name is Rich. I'm from Minneapolis, and the cause that engaged me was the Washburn Center for Children. It's an organization in Minneapolis that's been around 125 years. Began as an orphanage and is now transitioned over time into a children's mental health agency. I got involved with a group of people. There were 35 of us who decided to make a difference. We all donated $1,000, pooled it together, and decided to research causes and organizations and then give the money away. Ultimately, the idea was to get engaged with an organization and leave this group of people, and Washburn Center for Children was that organization for me. Well, I think the difference for me was not the dollar amount. It was the organization that I gave money to, in this case Washburn, actually said thank you. And for the first time it felt like it was a two-way street. And it wasn't because the dollars I gave was great, it's that the organization thought enough to say thank you in a way that was personal, and that started the back and forth between myself and Washburn. We don't always see the end result, but we have stories about children and the condition they're exposed to and the condition they're brought in to Washburn. And the trauma that they're exposed to often leaves them in situations where there's multiple problems, things that are hard for most of us to fathom. And so we understand the intake, we hear the story about the treatment, and we often hear the story of the result, but you don't always get exposed to the children themselves. One particular child was found sleeping on a park bench and was turned in. The authorities brought him into Washburn, and they recognized that the child probably was hungry, so the first thing they tried was a Rice Krispie bar. The child had apparently not ever seen a Rice Krispie bar, believed it was a toy, and threw it up into an open ceiling. And so they quickly grabbed another one and said, I'm sure you're hungry, and they explained to him this was something to eat. And they really had no concept, this child had no concept that this was actually food, because in their upbringing they weren't exposed to even an item that they would see as a luxury, like a Rice Krispie bar. Give what you can at givemin.org.